Today I am introducing you with a type of ceiling which is called metal tile clip-in type. So why we call it as clip-in? Because we have a profile like this in the shape of T, which is called a carrier, and we have a tray like this, which is having obtrusion over here and here too. So there's depression and there's obtrusion. Now how we lock these trays with this carrier, we do it like this, and after locking it, we can simply slide it. Now we can take this out like this. So suppose I want to clip in this particular sheet, so we'll be doing like this. We press it and then we move it. In the very same way, we will take another tray which is having a white color. Everything is same. There's obtrusion for the lock, so we will simply take it like this and slide it like this. So now both of them are together. You can see this will be the look from down. If you're standing here and looking at it, to which we call reflected ceiling plan, this is the thing, this is the view actually we get. And the things which are going to lie over here, I'll be talking about those things. Those are the technical stuff, and these are the things for the public to look at. Now this particular carrier will have some other elements. First of all, I'll talk about the splicer. This is splicer in the shape of C, but it is slightly bent inside. Why it is bent inside? Let me show you. So this is the carrier in which I'll slide this like this. It's locked, it won't come out because it is having the bend. These bends are helping it to slide and not to come out. Why do we use it? Suppose I want to extend the length of this carrier, which is carrying these trays, which is clipped over here. You can see it is clipped over here. So half of this splicer will go like this, and then this element will get repeated. This is going to be inserted till the half, and this is going to overlap to this carrier, this profile half. So this way we extend the carrier. Now I'll talk about the third element, which is called hanger system. So this hanger system could be in 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. There could be pleat angle over here, but this is a totally different profile like this. So this surface goes to the soffit. Soffit is the underside of the structural slab, and these are the nuts. So these nuts are actually provided for locking, and this actually gets fixed to the soffit or the underside of the slab with the anchor bolts. So expansion anchor bolts comes in different sizes, so depending on the kind of load it is going to carry, that is decided. Now how this is getting fixed to this, I'll show this now. So this is another element having a cut slot over here. This cut slot slides like this into this. So intentionally this is made like this so that it comes to this way. Once this is done, now this rod, to which we call as the threaded rod, will make a J shape over here. J shape. So it gets hanged like this. Some of the hanger system may have a thing called adjuster, clip adjuster. So this will have holes here. Now these holes are used like this. So this is the upper threaded rod going to be locked over here. It will be inserted into the hole. Another threaded rod will come from down. Now if we simply press it like this, so these two will get loose. Once you lose it, then you can adjust the height at that point, height of the ceiling. Suppose there's undulation, so those undulations can go with the help of clip adjuster. So if we simply press it, it is going to unlock these threaded rods, and if we leave it, it gets locked. Why it is going to get locked? Because this threaded rod, generally we use it in 6 mm, it is having these as the threads. So these threads actually gets locked into the hole. If I simply show you here, if it can be inserted, I show you here. So if we do like this, and if I'm pulling it, so it is not getting pulled because the edge of this particular sheet, metal sheet, is getting stuck to the rings over here, threads over here. So this is actually called threaded rod. Now I'll talk about the conceptual part of it. Generally the concept of the false ceiling, whether you're making of metal ceiling or it could be mineral acoustic ceiling, mineral ceiling, gypsum ceiling, bamboo based or coir based or haze based sheets, which should be lighter. This is a mineral fiber board, so this is very lightweight. Likewise, these trays are also lightweight, generally made up of the aluminum. Now it should be lighter because in case of earthquake or any exigencies, if it falls, it should not actually hurt anybody. So heavy materials are generally not used for the false ceiling. It is just a false ceiling used for hiding the defects of the ducts, cables, or the sprinkler system, or the smoke detector, heat detector, or any type of service related or electrical stuff there in the plenum. Plenum means the space between the ceiling and the soffit of the structural slab, or the bottom of the structural slab. I was talking about the concept. So the first layer, the first thing comes these sheets. We can call it as sheathing material, very thin, lightweight. This is for aesthetics, for looks. But ever this, there could be 2-layered, 3-layered, multiple layered system depending on the manufacturer and the type of ceiling they are making, how is their IPR, so how intellectually they have developed the system, that depends on that. So in this system, if we analyze, we have sheathing, we have a carrier. This carrier is going to be repeated over here, and then here, and then it will keep on getting repeated. Now these sizes could be of say 2 feet by 2 feet, 600 by 600, 600 by 900, 900 by 900, depending on the kind of types of, or aesthetically what kind of ceiling type you want. So this profile is called carrier over here. In most of the cases, this attachment to the sheathing material will be called as carrier. And then after, we may have a C channel over here. This C channel may get repeated every 2 feet, 3 feet, depending on the kind of ceiling again. Now if I want to avoid this, some systems of the false ceiling may not have this. We can simply have this hanger. So we have three levels: sheathing, framework, which is in the form of carrier, and the hanger system. Again, hanger system may have 3-4 elements: clip adjuster, this lifter, and then there could be this profile, or there could be cleat angle. This cleat angle could be here also. So it depends on kind of ceiling we are going to make. Now if you want 4-level ceiling, or a company is making 4-level ceiling, so the most probable structure could be like this: sheathing, carrier, and then C channels. These C channels gets repeated at certain distance. Now in some of the cases, this particular C channel could be repeated depending on the management or the budget of the project, or the management of the project. 2 feet or 3 feet, or maybe 2.5 feet, because whether it comes over here or here, it doesn't matter, but it has to come here. So if we make drawing for this, suppose this is 35 mm, so we write carrier profile 35 mm or 35 mm carrier profile. Maybe the material we may write 35 mm aluminum, maybe gauge we may write, and simply we leave that there. But in this case, you'll have to write 35 mm aluminum C section or C profile at the rate, say 2 feet or 3 feet or 30 inches. So why we write that? When we write at the rate 3 feet, C/C means center to center. So we'll have to repeat this on those certain distances. Now at places, rather than having the threaded rod as the hanger system, though it is very strong, we may use the C channel itself. So we'll bend it like this. So this surface will go to the soffit in the underside of the structural slab, and this will get attached to this like this. So once again, understand that we may have 2 layered, 3 layered, 4 layered, generally up to 4 layer ceiling system. First level the sheathing, second level the carrier, third level C channel. Together they are forming as the framework. This is going to create the grid of the framework. So sheathing, then framework with 1 level or 2 levels, means it may have this only or these only, or it will have these also. And then finally we'll have to have this hanger. These hangers are very important because this is something which is actually attaching the framework with the sheathing to the soffit. So it should not be a fixed type. It should not be very rigid. Either you have to have a nut system in which, if you want to lift a little bit this whole system up, then you can simply adjust it up. If you want to make it or bring it down, the whole system, we can do like this. But if we are having J hook over here, if we are having J hook over here, then you will have to have clip adjust over here like this. So overall, what we have learned, that we need to understand the working of it, how the sheathing is getting attached to the carrier and how carrier is getting attached to the hanger, or carrier is getting attached to the C profile, which is going to go perpendicular to each other, and then how the framework is coming attaching to this hanger system, and this hanger system is going to the soffit or the underside of the structural slab. So this was all about clipping type of metal grid ceiling. Thank you for watching.